Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to tell you this little story. What just popped in my head. It's like most of these stories be popping back in my head. That I remember when I was like a little child. I think I was in middle school. I think I was in the seventh, probably the seventh or the eighth grade. And I remember this one kid, right? He was like, I think he was in my class. I can't remember. But anywho, that was not part of the story. But I want to tell you this part, right? So he kept telling me how this girl keep asking people for food, on his bus here. And I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? He was like explaining to me that every time when she get on the bus, on his bus, she always asks people for food. I didn't understand that why she asking people for food, because anybody can put anything into your food. So he told me that, oh, this girl keep asking him, right? And other people, right? And I was like, okay. He's like, I never had food to give her, because I didn't want to give her any food. And I was like, okay, well, what is your point? He's like, we was like walking in the hall, right? And we stumbled across, like, I think it was like cookies or something like that. And I was like, look, it's some dirty cookies on the floor, right? To him, and he's like, yeah. We walked past it, right? And in his little mind, he's like, how about I give these cookies to the girl who always asks people for food on his bus? And I was like, why would you do that for? He's like, because she's always hungry. And I was like, okay, but you don't know where the cookies come from. He's like, we see it on the floor, right? He's like, I'm gonna go give it to her, right? When he gets us on the bus, right? And I was like, okay. And we was passing the bathroom, right? He's like, how about, he said he's gonna go to the bathroom and he's gonna go twinkle. And he's like, I'm gonna play with the cookies with it. Playing with the cookies in the bathroom, right? He was playing with himself. Like, he was like peeing. And he said he didn't wash his hands, and he touched up the cookies, what he's gonna give to her, right? And in my mind, I'm like, that's so gross. Why would you even do that to that girl? In my head. But like, I was thinking that, like, why would you do that to that girl? Okay, I understand that you're gonna give her some dirty ass cookies, but now you're gonna like play with your stuff as you peeing, and touch the cookies and then give it to her. That's kind of gross. And now I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, that poor girl. That poor girl, if he gave it to that girl, I bet you her belly was hurting. I don't know. And such. But the moral of the story, don't ask for people for food. You know what? I need to stop being a hypocrite, because one time I was like so into like hot fries, and this kid, he was kind of weird. He was like a red skinned kid. He was like, his skin would look like it was like reddish. I don't know how, but it was like that. And I asked him for like maybe like 10 little hot fries into this bag, right? And he gave it to me, and I'm like, in my head right now, fries from this kid. So yeah, the moral of the story: don't take anything from any kid. The moral of the story: if you know a kid if you're that girl, if you're watching this, and some boy actually gave you some cookies, I think it was like, I think it was vanilla cookies. I don't remember. It was like a light white cookie. I don't know what it was. I think it's like vanilla cookies. But yeah, the moral of the story, that he shouldn't have did that, to that girl. Even if she was asking for like snacks or something from other people, don't do that. That's gross. But yeah, now I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, why did I stand there and let him do that, to that poor girl? Even if I didn't know her, it's kind of weird, that I let this kid actually gave this girl some of these cookies when he was like in the bathroom. Who knows what he did? Maybe he twinkled, or used the bathroom and just didn't wash his hands, or he touched like the dirt on the floor or rubbed it on the floor. I don't know. But it's pretty gross, you know. Just thinking about it, you know. That poor girl. I wonder if she's out there like sick, you know, because I just stand there and let this kid actually do that to her. But I didn't know the girl, so in my head I didn't really care because I didn't know her. But now I'm like thinking, I'm like, even if I didn't know, I should have find who was the girl, you know, and prevent that from happening to that girl, you know. But yeah, like and subscribe, turn your notifications on. I see you, I don't know, later, I guess. Bye.